Hello, welcome to Flow It and Restore Yoga. Grab your restorative props like pillows, blankets, and your flow potential props like a couple of yoga blocks and a strap, perhaps even a blanket to sit on. And let's begin in a comfortable seat. My name is Michelle Chua. And today I want to start with an excerpt again from the Yoga Almanac about rebirth. And this chapter is called Rising from the Ashes. Ephemeral seasons are paradoxical in nature. Autumn connects the warmth of summer with the frigidity of winter. It is a time to acknowledge the culmination of harvest and prepare for the coming exiguity. The transitory phase of fall asks us to carefully consider that which is enriching our lives and that which no longer serves us. We'll dive a little deeper into that question during our meditation in the end. Throughout ancient cosmogonies, deities reflect a similar duality. Kali, for example, is the Hindu goddess of destruction and rebirth. Often depicted wearing a necklace of skulls or standing on Shiva's prostrate body, Kali is the destroyer of the ego and the liberator of souls. Her name comes from the Sanskrit word kala, which means time, the immutable procession of nature that perpetuates samsara, the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Vaisheshika is one of the 6 orthodox schools of Hindu thought. In Vaisheshika philosophy, both time, kala, and space are recognized as non-linear, without beginning or end. The concept of kala can be applied in a number of ways, one of which measures the phases of the moon. There are approximately 15 nights during each waxing and waning period. 15 nights from the full moon to a new moon. The idea of the 16th kala reminds us of a Kali-like dyadic of destruction and rebirth, even under the darkness of a new moon. Though we cannot see it, we trust that the light is there. Only when we have faced the darkest of nights can we walk into the brilliance of dawn. So talking about the cycles of life, destruction, rebirth, even within this lifetime, this human lifetime. We'll get a little bit more into that into meditation. But for now, just bringing into the theme of our physical practice, transitions. We talked about that earlier this week. And things that may continue to serve us, that surface in those transitions as supports, and things that we realize perhaps are no longer useful, even if they were once coping skills. So whether that be in the patterns of our physical body, as we might see in our movements and our held postures, patterns in the mind that come up even in the physical yoga practice, patterns in the breath. So sitting with whatever you bring here to the practice now, bring your body to stillness and feel what's supporting it from below. As you distribute your weight evenly throughout the bottom of your body into that support, lift up through the center of your spine and open your heart space. Maybe roll out the shoulders for a moment. Maybe gently turn your head. Begin to tune into whatever sensations are present or shifting in your body. And then as you sit up a little taller, feel into the quality of your breath just as it is. Noticing your inner states energetically, mentally, emotionally. So having acknowledged all of that, what do you choose to focus your energy on in this practice today? Take a moment to set your intention. And perhaps joining your palms to meet at your heart, whom else might you share the benefits of this practice to today, dedicating this practice? And so to create resonance as we share our presence together, let's join in 3 ohms. Exhale all this breath out. Take a deep inhale.
Releasing your hands, gently open your eyes, and let's make our way to the top of our mats, standing with the feet a little wider than hips distance apart. Parallel the feet in a forward fold with very bent knees. So as you're bending your knees a lot, catch hold of opposite elbows and gently begin to sway your spine. Softly shake your head a few times, nod your head a few times, and begin to lengthen your breath evenly in and out, if you can, all through the nose, so the mouth is closed, helping to create warmth in the body. And at the same time, gently narrow the back of your throat so that you can tune into a faint, smooth, balanced whispering sound. Switch the cross of your arms, tilt your weight forward towards the front of your heels, and truly let your spine, including your neck, unravel as you're lifting the shoulders up away from your neck. Taking a couple more deep breaths here, starting the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama, or victorious breath. Keeping your weight forward, press your fingertips onto your shins, and perhaps keep a slight bend in the knees so that as you inhale to lift the chest forward, it feels like you have a flat back. Firm the belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Try that twice more to your breath. Inhale, press with your hands to traction as you lengthen your spine forward, reaching the crown towards your front wall. Exhale, fold in. One more time into Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting the chest, press the shoulder blades down your back. And exhale, fold in. Plant your fingertips outside your heels on blocks or the floor, and step the ball of your left foot to the rear of your mat, coming into a high lunge. As you bend the front knee right over the heels, sink your hips, and take a deep breath to coil your chest up, looking towards the sky. As you exhale in pyramid pose, straighten your right leg, scissoring your right hip back as you bow to the inside of that leg. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Take your blocks with you if you're using them, and begin to turn out your left thigh at the hip, coming into a half squat called Skandasana. As you lean the left heel to the floor, curl the toes upwards, flexed, walking your blocks towards the left edge of your mat as you turn out both legs. Bend your right knee just over the heel, and let the pelvis sink as you breathe in and lengthen your spine upright. Walk your blocks or hands on the floor towards the rear of your mat, transferring more weight onto the left foot to switch sides in your half squat. Bending your left knee, curl the right toes up, sinking your hips, lift through the spine. Take another deep breath in Skandasana. And then walk your hands to the back of your mat, framing your left foot there. Pivot your feet to face the back, and now you're in side two of your high lunge. Separating your feet hips width apart, take a deep breath and sink your hips. Coil your chest up, look up. Exhaling into pyramid pose, scissor your left hip back to straighten the front leg as you bow to the inside of it. Inhale, rebend your left knee into the lunge and walk your hands, maybe taking blocks with you, to the right side of your front foot. Entering Skandasana again with a left knee bent, turn out your right thigh from the hip so that your right knee and toes are facing up towards the sky as you sink your hips. Take a deep breath up through your spine. Exhale, shift your weight onto your right foot, switching sides in Skandasana. So the left knee and toes curl up,
Breath in. Exhale, pivot to face the front of your mat into a high lunge. This time, plant your hands on the ground and step into plank pose, top of a push-up. 3 breaths here. Inhale, stretch your sternum and crown towards your front wall. Exhale, lift your navel towards your back. Inhale, knees on the floor or legs actively straight, pressing inner heels back. 1 more full breath here. Keep your spine long and exhale, glide forward, graze your elbows by your ribs, slowly passing through chaturanga, come all the way down. With the heels of your palms alongside your floating ribs, hug your elbows close to your sides and press every toenail firmly into the ground. Let's inhale, coil the chest open, sliding the shoulder blades down your back as you look forward, and exhale, lower your chest, maybe your forehead. Twice more, up and down. Inhale, peel the shoulder bones back into cobra pose. Exhale, gently lower to the ground. 1 more, cobra or upward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Stretch the tailbone towards your inner heels. Exhale, contract your belly, lift your pelvis high, downward facing dog. And first downward dog in this practice, take the first few breaths to shift around any way you might need to. Like pedaling your feet in place to warm up the backs of your legs. Or softly shaking and nodding your head to loosen your neck. Listen to the rhythm in your breath. As you bring your feet together to touch in downward facing dog, press the mat away with your hands. We're going to start a vinyasa flow. 1 breath, each posture. Inhale, sweep your right leg behind you. Exhale, bend your right knee and turn your thigh open at the hip. Staying here, inhale, tack your left outer hip back. As you exhale, rounding through plank, bend your right knee towards your nose and softly step your right foot between your hands to prepare for warrior 2. Spinning your left heel down, align front heel to arch a back foot. Inhale, windmill your arms to rise up to warrior 2. Keep your front knee bent to enter peaceful warrior. Exhale, the right palm up and towards your rear wall. Left hand lightly on your left leg. Inhale, return to warrior 2. Then entering triangle pose, exhale, straighten the right leg and reach your right hand forward and down to your right leg or to the right of it. Left arm to the sky, stay here. Inhale, sweep the left arm overhead towards your front wall, extended triangle pose. Exhale, plant your hands to the floor and lower from plank through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, lift through your navel, downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up your rib cage, open the mouth, let any sound out. And then close the lips again, side 2. Inhale, start with the feet together. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend your left knee, turn the thigh open at the hip. Stay here. Inhale, tack your right outer hip back. Exhale, round through plank, bend left knee towards your nose. Step the foot right between your hands and spin your right heel down, align heel to arch. Inhale, cartwheel your arms to rise, warrior 2. Keep your front knee bent. Exhale, the left palm overhead towards the back wall in peaceful warrior. Inhale, rise back to warrior 2. Exhale, straighten your front leg and reach the left hand forward and down for triangle pose. Staying in triangle, inhale, sweep your right arm overhead towards your front wall. Exhale, lower from plank into your vinyasa. I'll meet you in downward dog. Let's take 3 deep breaths in downward dog, rebalancing in and out. all through the nose if you can. And we'll take the same sequence twice more. So get into your groove of your breath pace. I'll just give you cues, but try to go as much to your breath pace as possible. Feet together, downward dog. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, bend the knee, turn out the thigh. Inhale, tack your left outer hip back. Exhale, round forward, step the foot between your hands, heel to arch. Inhale, cartwheel the arms, warrior two. Exhale, sweep it back, peaceful warrior. Inhale, return to warrior two. Exhale, straight legs, reach forward to triangle. Inhale, sweep the left arm, extended triangle. Exhale, lower from plank into your vinyasa. Now you could change this part up if you want to insert cat-cows instead, or hold plank pose. When you arrive at downward dog, feet together. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, turn out your thigh. Inhale, tack your right outer hip back. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot between your hands. Heel to arch, inhale, cartwheel the arms, warrior two. Exhale, sweep it back, peaceful warrior. Inhale, return to warrior two. Exhale, straighten the legs into triangle. Inhale, sweep the right arm overhead, triangle. Exhale, plank into your vinyasa. Downward dog for 3 deep breaths. Set your feet together to touch there. So I'll make the cues even more concise as you put more attention onto your breath. Here we go. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, turn out the thigh. Inhale, tack, left hip back. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, extended triangle. Exhale, down to vinyasa. Downward dog, feet together. Last one, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, turn out the thigh. Inhale, tack, right hip back. Exhale, knee to nose, step it forward. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, extended triangle. Exhale from plank to vinyasa. This time, let's take 3 to 5 breaths. Notice if child's pose is more suitable right now. Feel into your energetic state. Notice what your body needs this moment. Back to your breath. So even the physical practice has a beginning and sort of a climax of activity, and especially in this class, a winding down. Notice the cycles and the phases within this hour and 10 minutes. So bend your knees. Inhale, look past your hands. On empty breath, walk or float your feet through your arms to sit. Now you could hop, you can come down to your knees first. However you want to get to sitting. And once you're sitting, pelvis on the ground, step your feet together on the floor, bend your knees together, and with your hands alongside your hips, tilt your weight back, but lift your spine tall, lifting your shins parallel to the floor with knees bent. Point or flex your feet, and now we're in boat pose. You can hold on to the backs of your thighs. You could extend your arms forward. You could straighten the legs if you like as we take another 5 deep breaths. Feel your breath in. Encourage the uplift of your heart space and your crown. Feel your breath out. Rebound your weight through your sitting bones. Dedicating the effort in this posture to that intention you're cultivating and that being you've dedicated this practice to. So that even the smaller tasks that we might deem mundane, doing the dishes, the laundry, brushing our teeth, can have a sense of sacredness to them. Last 2 breaths. Navasana, boat pose. And then catch hold of your bent knees. Begin to rock and roll forward and back several times, building momentum. Perhaps you bring the legs overhead like plow. Maybe you set your feet on the ground like chair. Play with it, and we'll eventually meet in chair pose. So coming into chair, feet together, knees together. Glide your shin bones back and sink your tailbone. Lift your frontal hip bone slightly towards your lowest front ribs. Press the shoulders down as you lift your heart. 2 more breaths. Soften your eyes. Exhale, forward fold. We're starting sun salutation B. Inhale, press the ground of your legs. Look forward. Step or float to chaturanga as you exhale to lower. Breathe into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Again, 1 breath each movement. Inhale, raise your right leg back, keeping your hips leveled. Exhale, step the foot beside your right thumb, feet or hips width apart. Spin the back heel down and face forward. Inhale, rise to warrior 1. Take the exhale all the way down to chaturanga, or you might be taking cat-cow in place of it. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to downward dog, side 2. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale the foot beside your left thumb. Feet hips width apart. Spin the back heel down. Face forward. Inhale, rise to warrior 1. Ride the exhale down into your chosen vinyasa. And when you arrive at downward dog, 3 slow and steady breaths. Smoothen out your breathing. And at the bottom of the 3rd exhale, as you hold the breath out, walk or float to the top of your mat. Feet touching. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, fold. Knees touching. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to rise up. 1 more Surya Namaskar B. Saluting the sun, that great source of energy, and recognizing that it's within us as well. So inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Step or float, chaturanga. Inhale, the heart lifts. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, rise to warrior 1. Exhale, down into your vinyasa. Take side 2 on your own. We'll meet in downward dog. Listen to your breath. When you return to downward dog, 3 to 5 rebalancing breaths. Feel what's present in your body now, your mind and energetic state now. When you're ready, on empty breath, walk or float to the top of your mat. With feet touching, inhale, lift your heart, look forward. Exhale, fold. With knees touching, inhale to chair pose. And exhale to rise up. So as you come to stand, feet together in mountain, you might consider this the peak of our active sequence. Coming into hand to big toe pose. We practiced this earlier this week. So bring your left hand to your left hip and shift your weight onto your left foot. Activate the muscles in both legs. Draw the navel in and up. And as you bend the right knee in front of you, flex the foot and level out your two hips. Shoulders right over the hips. Either catch hold of your outer knee with your right hand and keep the knee bent when you open the leg, or bring your right arm to the inside of your thigh and clasp your big toe with your peace fingers. You extend the leg forward as you pull the foot towards you. So whatever you choose, make sure your spine stays upright. And then turning out your right thigh, begin to open the leg slowly out to its side. Counterbalance with the left arm out to its side. Notice your breath. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Hand to big toe pose. You might explore looking over your left thumb if your balance feels pretty stable. Finish off 3 more deep breaths here. If you're looking away from forward, start to look forward again. Then bring your right leg in front of you. Raise your left arm up. Take a breath in, stand tall, and exhale back to mountain pose. Inhale through the nose, and then any clearing, cleansing sound, open your mouth wide in lion's breath. Side 2. So right hand to right hip. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Activate your legs and belly. Bend your left knee in front of you and flex the foot. Either catch the outer knee with your left hand or bring your left arm inside of the leg and clasp your big toe. Playing a little tug of war with it as you kick the leg forward and pull your big toe towards you to keep an upright spine. Tune into your breath and turning out the left leg, begin to open it and the right arm too. Finding just the amount of opening where you can keep your spine upright, feeling your shoulders over your hips. Maybe look past the right thumb. Let's take about 3 more deep breaths. If you're looking away from forward, start to look forward again. Then bring your left leg in front of you, raise the right arm. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and exhale to mountain pose. 1 more lion's breath. If you really want to get it cleared out, bend your knees and bring your hands onto your thighs, like a little bit of a chair pose. And then take a deep inhale, fill up everything. Think of purifying through the exhales. You open your mouth, let any sound out. 1 more time. Inhale deeply. Lion's breath. Now we enter our yin portion. You can think of lion's breath as purifying. So is the sort of destruction phase, right? We talked about the birth, destruction, and the rebirth phase. So we clear it out, and now we're winding down. So let's actually get our pillows, 1 pillow, and place it along the center line of your mat towards the front edge of the mat. We're going to prepare for a restorative twist. Now, those of you that don't want to twist too deeply, if anybody's pregnant, don't want to twist too deeply with leverage, you want to keep it an open and light twist, no pressure in the abdomen. Then you could, even if you're not pregnant, you could put your blocks on the furthest edge of the pillow underneath the pillow to create an incline, moving down towards you. The higher the incline, the less you'll need to go deep into the twist. And then start by sitting with your right hip against the lowest edge of the pillow closest to you. Extend both legs towards your left wall. Keep your right leg there, and then slide your left leg down the center line of your mat towards your rear wall, so you have an L shape with your legs. Now place your two hands to frame the left and right sides of the pillow, and turn your chest completely to face the front of your mat, adjusting your pelvis and your legs as comfortably as needed, like bending the knees, maybe swiveling the right hip slightly towards the rear of the mat. Now, for some of you, staying upright can be plenty of a twist. Right here, we're already twisting. Others, the lower you go, you might find more sensation happening. If you want to support your belly here, you could take a blanket and use it as a spacer. If you want to support your forehead so you can lie face down and still breathe, you can fold that blanket just for under your forehead, and that can be helpful for the neck. So find as much support as it allows your body to let go of effort in this posture. Let the arms be free and resting. If you're turning your head to one side, remember which side you're looking at so that when we switch sides in the posture, you can turn your head to the other side. And I'll watch the clock for another 2 minutes before we switch sides in this pose. Feel into your breath as you're landing in stillness. Notice if there's any difference from when you were in that continuous flow or balancing in hand to big toe pose. Simply the practice of svadhyaya, self-study. Becoming more aware of our habits and patterns. So we're halfway through our time on this side of the pose. Notice if there's anything that's shifting or has been. Energetically, which you might notice through your felt sense, more subtle than physical sensation. And let's feed the body another 3 full breaths before we begin to leave the side. Taking your time in this transition, press your hands into the ground and slowly begin to lift your head and torso too. Leave the props right where they are. And when you rise, turn to face the rear of your mat, sitting tall with legs both extended in front of you. Pause here for a few breaths and just let your spine unravel from that twist. Notice what you feel. And keep your right leg where it is and slide your left leg to your left side, which is towards your right wall. Make that L shape out of your legs with your left hip flush against the pillow. Then turn to face the front of your mat and frame the pillow on the left and right sides with your hands. As your chest completely faces the front, adjust your legs and pelvis comfortably. Maybe bend the knees, maybe swivel the left hip back. And then take your time. Notice if there's anything needing your attention differently on this side in this pose. Maybe you stay upright. That could be plenty. You're lowering down. Remember which side you turned your head. And complement it on this side. Like, good head, beautiful head. No, I'm kidding. So we've got 2 more minutes. Can you feel the presence of your breath? What feels really awake or alive in you right now? And what might you sense beneath the surface of that? What do you notice might seem dormant? The opposite of awake and alive. And notice how those things might shift from pose to pose, from situation to situation. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. And as you feel ready, slowly make your way up. Nothing abrupt, honoring the transition in itself, as well as the posture. And when you rise up to sit, let's straddle the legs open, facing the pillow. I'm gonna have to move mine, so have a little more space so that I can face you. So as you straddle your legs apart like a wide V, let the front of your pelvis meet the bottom edge of the pillow. We're going to prepare to come into a forward fold. So make the pillow as high or low as you need, which might change in the duration of the pose. We'll be here for 2 minutes. Take a moment to set up your pelvis. Cup your hands along the creases or the tops of your thighs. And rotate your thighs externally so that your kneecaps are pointing straight up, your toes are pointing straight up, they're not facing forward. And that you feel your left and right sitting bones like stakes plugging into the earth. So keep that, lift the frontal hip bones slightly, a little toning in the belly, and then lift up your rib cage, lengthen your spine, relax the shoulders, and then begin to fold forward, whatever degree is available as you explore for these 2 minutes, breath by breath. This is a restorative version of Upavishta Konasana. A wide-legged forward fold, seated forward fold. In the asana, in the physical practice of yoga, the cycles that our bodies go through can become more revealed to us. The cycles affected by seasonal change. I know my body is very different in the winter and in the fall than it is in the summer or the spring. The cycles affected by the relationships that we go through, the coming and going of different company that we keep. And even the ups and downs of emotions, those kinds of cycles, how do they affect our physical body? How does your body respond to those different changes? And how do you respond to your body responding to those different changes? How can we respond with compassion to our bodies? Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. And take your time, slowly lifting, spine upright. Take one of the blocks with us. If you have a wall, we're going to come into a restorative inversion just for a couple of minutes. Or if you have a couch or a bed that you could rest your legs on top of, or a chair you could bring forward to place your calves on, feel free to grab those props. I don't have any of those right now, so I'm just going to use a block. Or you could use a pillow. And if you're using a block or pillow, step your feet on the ground, lift your pelvis off the ground to slide that prop right under your sacrum, the flat part of your lower back, where you could feel stably supported to lift both of your legs up. They don't have to be completely straight. Let them be relaxed and lifted. And we'll be here for 2 minutes. If you're in a similar posture that I'm in, you might find it grounding and soothing to place your palms face down onto your belly and maybe even breathe into your belly. So feel it rise and gently expand as you inhale, and then feel the belly soften towards your spine as you exhale. Abdominal breathing is helpful for relaxing the nervous system, activating the parasympathetic response, helpful for stimulating digestion. And elevating your legs higher than your heart like this is also helpful for stimulating digestion as well as circulation, blood flow.
This posture is also known to help relieve headaches. Viparita Karani. We've got about half a minute longer here. And then taking your time, lower your legs onto the ground. Remove any prop that might be underneath your body. And then draw your bent knees together into your chest, perhaps rocking sideways, forward and back, or circling the legs, massaging your sacrum against the ground. Bending your right knee into your chest, straighten your left leg to the floor. And take a deep inhale here, so that as you exhale, you might lift your head and shoulders, bring the thigh a little closer to your belly, then switch. Lower the right leg to the ground and bend the left knee into your chest. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, maybe lift the head and shoulders, Apanasana, wind relieving pose, just in case you needed that. And now let's set up for Shavasana. Take whatever props that might be useful to support your body, like a blanket over your body, maybe a cold compress over your eyes, a pillow under the backs of your knees, or nothing at all. Gift yourself these next few minutes of stillness, of effortless breathing, in full presence. Shavasana. ease into deeper breaths. And maybe keep your eyes closed. Begin to move your body gently out of stillness, little by little. And so we end the physical practice with the symbol of death, corpse pose. Taking your time, find your own way to rise out of corpse pose. Symbol of rebirth. As we've shed the layers that may no longer be useful, like tension or knots in the body, blockages in energy flow, or old thought patterns. We rise into a comfortable seat, perhaps with a feeling of renewal or some kind of shift. Notice what has shifted in you, if anything, in this practice. So setting up for a comfortable seated meditation in which you can be alert, allow your breath to flow in its natural pace. Here's another short excerpt from the Yoga Almanac. Doing the work isn't done alone, but it's part of the cycle of release and rebirth. From great loss comes great growth. In transition, we begin to evolve. Just as the phoenix must first face the flame, so too do we endure the heat to step into our truest selves. Change is not always easy, but on the other side of change, you might find clarity, insight. So in today's meditation, I invite you to call to mind any changes that are happening in your life right now. Pause a moment to scan the different areas of your life, from relationships with different people, intimate relationships, not so close relationships, to creative projects you might be pursuing or currently undergoing, or having just finished. To the areas of work, career, or in the area of your physical health, mental health, spiritual well-being. As you scan across these various areas in your life, I invite you to choose one area to focus this meditation on. What comes up first for you seems most pronounced. In that area of your life, what cycle do you feel you're experiencing right now? Birth, a newness, the process of creating or brainstorming or starting something, initiation.
or perhaps sustaining the stage of which things are steady, phase in which things kind of seem stable and at a constant pattern. Or maybe the phase of destruction, purification, release, shedding, letting go, the disruption in the pattern, an awakening. Or maybe the stage of pause, retreating inward, introspection. Or maybe the stage of rebirth, a renewal, a sense of completion and graduation to a newer stage. So as you consider that area of your life, what stage might you be experiencing in it right now? And as you remember that philosophy from ancient Indian tradition I read about at the beginning of the physical practice, consider that these stages are not linear. We can go back and forth, we can revisit. So with that open-mindedness, I invite you to ask your inner being, what habits, coping skills, or resources are currently supporting you in this stage, in that area of your life? What habits, coping skills, and resources are working for you right now? Are proving that there's life affirming? Remember, you don't need to have answers come up at you. You can simply hold space. Sometimes it's after meditation, when we're doing our day-to-day things, that insights arise. We're just planting the seed in the subconscious mind. And now an inverse of that question is, what habits, coping skills are showing up to be no longer useful, no longer life affirming in this stage of that area of your life? And the last question I invite you to ask your inner knowing, your inner being, is what might you need to know right now to support you in this stage of this area of your life? Perhaps what's the next best step, if any? Bring the palms to meet at the heart as you bow in towards your inner teacher. Recognizing once again the intention that brought you here, the intention you set for this practice. And remembering whom you've dedicated this practice to. And together, let's close with one chant of Om, feeling the stages that are in that chant. Ah, beginning, the birth. U, the sustaining sound. The end. And then a pause, a silence to seal it in. Let's take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.